Hey, this is Glendon again with another session of Pimping Craigslist for Fun and Profit. Why you need Google Voice. You've heard of me speak of Google Voice many, many times. It's like, could there be more? Oh, there's a lot more. There's this notion that I tell everything on YouTube. I tell a lot, but in many regards, I'm only showing you the ankle. Just lifting the pants leg just a little bit, and the socks low cut. You're just getting the ankle. You're not getting the full Monty. So let's start lifting the pants leg up a little bit more. Why you need Google Voice? I know you're just like, hey, I already have Google Voice. I like it. It's pretty cool. But we're going to get into the secret sauce, or what people call like the secret. Well, really, it's just paying attention to the features that they give you, which are freaking awesome. I'm going to just say something here. If I had the functionality of Google Voice now, because it used to be Grand Central Station, it wasn't like it is now. And there were limits, and there are no limits now. I would have ruled the world. I would have been the brain, and I would have had my own personal pinky. Now, the first thing that I love about Google Voice is the privacy factor. If you're not using Google Voice, I'm going to give you a few scenarios that you can use Google Voice in every facet of your life. Let's start off with business. If you are selling on Craigslist or any website, this number allows you to have a number that you can give out and not really worry about, because you have full control over this number. As long as you're not doing anything crazy or messing around with child porn. I have done some crazy stuff using my Google Voice number. And as long as it's not illegal, you have no worries. But if someone becomes a problem, they want to stalk you, just go block them. And they'll admit, this number's been disconnected, or any other thing like that. It's super awesome in that regard. Dating. You meet someone, you want to give them your number, but you don't want to give them your real cell phone number. And the reason for that is, do this right now. While you're listening, go to Google and put in your cell phone number. And this is what's going to pop up. It's going to pop up this number, and it's going to pop up your cell phone provider. Okay, that's very key information to someone that wants to track you down. Because if it's like, okay, he's got a cell phone with Sprint, or he has a cell phone with AT&T. A little bit more digging, they can get your home address. Yes, your home address. Just because they have your cell phone number. Now that I've thoroughly scared the shit out of you, let's move on. It's a good number. I mean, the number one reason to get the Google Voice number is when it rings or you receive a text from that number, it's a potential to make money. And it also doesn't cloud up your main number, because I'll admit some stuff. I have two groups of friends. There's very few people who have my real cell phone number, friends and family. Everyone else has the Google Voice number, because you never know when you may have to part ways. So it makes it much easier. And it's just really, really, it's an awesome, awesome utility. Now, what we're going to talk about is the archiving function. It's really the secret sauce, because most people that are on Craigslist, it's a churn and burn deal. Churn, burn, make a sale, move on. There's really nothing about building. And if you notice, one of the core tenets of this section, which is different than those other videos in Sparta, is build, build, build. Build and sell, build and sell, build and sell. And some of this stuff is controversial. I'm going to just let you know, because you're going to be pushing the limits, and I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. There are laws that state if you send someone a text, you could possibly get in trouble. This is how I did it, and I've never gotten in trouble. I have spam people, and just keep it real. Hey, I got this item. Are you interested? They say no. Okay, and I don't do anything. A few weeks later, a few months later, have something else, send it again. Two things are going to happen. Number one, they're going to block you. Number two, they're going to say, take me off the list and don't text me again. At that point, delete them. And that's it. I mean, if you like continue, the real way that you're going to get in trouble is someone says, hey, don't send this to me anymore. And you send them like 30 more after that. Yeah, you're asking for it, but just send. You never know. And also, it's about offers. I want you to think about something. People say they hate surprises. They hate bad surprises. That's what they hate. Like if you're walking down the street and you step in some dog crap, you're not happy. It was a surprise and it was a bad surprise. You're walking down the street and you stub your toe and you look down and there's $200 bills there. You're not, it's a surprise, right? But are you unhappy? Of course not. That made your day. For some of you, it made your week. So it's not really the surprise that's the problem. It's either whether it's labeled a good surprise or a bad surprise. If you're bringing people good stuff, hot stuff, something really nice at a good price, you'll be amazed at how many will like, hey, anytime you get something like this again, let me know first. So that's pretty much that puts you on the edge of spam. But let's move it right on. This is the beauty, and this is one of my accounts that I can show you because it never occurred to me to really put this stuff in the first book because I just thought I'd write the first book, and then everything started changing, and then all these new apps came out. So when I was selling pretty hard and robust, I didn't really keep that stuff because I use my Gmail accounts and Google Voice primarily for research, a lot of research. So, but I did find some stuff when last time I was, selling hard and heavy. It was about 5-6 months ago. And I did find some. I didn't have to do anything to capture this information. I have their phone number. I have the time they called me. I know exactly what it's about. I have all these voices. It's just there. Years ago, companies paid big money for this type of information. It's free. It's free. Do you understand me? They keep every voicemail, every call, every text forever. Whatever forever is now. Now, if you're trying to keep up with this stuff on your phone, you lose it because, I don't know if you know, but voicemail has a limit. Once you get to a certain bandwidth of voicemail, you can't get any more. This voicemail box is full. Not with Google Voice. You don't have that problem. And also, when you're going through this and you're sending people stuff, it's a matter of having the balls. Because, like, say you send somebody, say you get some iPads, right? So you just happen to get 5 iPads. And you're like, bam, I have 5 iPads. They're for sale for this. They may say no this time. Then next time it's like, okay, I have, 6 flat screen televisions. And you can go to auctions and legitimately get this stuff. And you send it out. And they're like, yeah, cool. I'm glad you emailed me. Because the thing is, with the archiving, every time you put up an ad and you hear this, like, the spam, because really, I haven't sold a lot lately, but it seems that the spam has really come way down on Craigslist. But you want people to call you. You want to get that number. You want people to email you. You want to get that. You want to get their email address, because I would say do not take those email addresses and put them in your Aweber account. Make sure that you give these people, like when you get a lot of people, start sending out a message saying, hey, I'm a full-time reseller and I would really like to add you to my list. I have a lot of wonderful stuff and I want to share it with you. So would you please sign up here, and give them a place where they can sign up. And then that way they get all the legal stuff. They have to opt in. So there's proof that they opted in. And if for some other reason they want to be out, they can quickly unsubscribe and be done with it. And then you don't have to worry about that. But in the beginning, there's a lot of grunt work. There's a lot of, One, sir. Two, sir. I mean, you're doing your push-ups, you're doing your burpees, you're doing your jumping jacks, your knee bends. You are working hard, but it has a purpose because now that you have goals and you're not just a regular Craigslist seller, you're just burning and churning. You're looking at the sales you can make today, and you're looking at the sales you can make tomorrow, and you're looking at the sales you can make next month, and you're looking at the sales you can make next quarter, and you're looking at the sales you can make next year. By building this list and getting your tribe together, you will go from a point of, in the beginning, it's going to be hard. Okay. I learned this at Rent a Crate. 6 months pounding the phone, calling people, but I built a database that enabled them to culture and groom. I collected information. They did all the hard work of making the calls and stuff, but it gave them clay to mold. It gave them numbers to look at. It gave them metrics to build stuff with, because you need something. And I guarantee you that if you do this with the list building and collating your data and staying on top of it, in a year, you can have a serious customer list. And the thing is, say you're a storage auction house and you've got this customer list, right? And let's just say it's 200 people and you get this killer unit, beautiful stuff. Put up pictures and everything, shoot out your blast, shoot out your text. You will start making immediate sales. You'll start moving stuff. And you haven't posted it on Craigslist yet. So this is one of the reasons I say you need your own website. You need your own property to do these things, because Craigslist is great and awesome, and I will not stop using it. But when you have your own website, you can do whatever the heck you want. You know, you can just have a static page, pictures, links. It's becoming so easy to create an e-commerce site, a pop-up e-commerce site. Just picture, buy link. They go, you have to set it up on the back end with the shopping cart. But essentially, you could create a machine that works smoother and smoother, because the larger your tribe, the better your results are going to be. But you need to start someplace. That's the thing. You need to start someplace, building this stuff, creating this information, because when it's effortless archiving on the front end. They call, it's there. You've got it somewhere that you can go check. The other part that's not effortless is, how do you use this information? Because just go into Google Voice, type in the text. Once you got the text, copy it, then paste. Copy, paste, and just send it through the emails, or, well, not the emails, but to the numbers you feel that would be appropriate. Because you can build something out of nothing. Because one of the things is, take cell phones. I spoke about cell phones, and I just realized something about myself. In 2009, when I wasn't really using the phone, I had flashed the old Verizon phone to Metro PCS. I wasn't traveling. I was still recovering. I wasn't really doing anything, and it didn't make sense for me to have a full featured phone. 2010, I got a Droid, an Evo, Sprint Evo. 2011, I got my first iPhone 4S. Here it is, 2012, and I have an iPhone 5. I churn a lot of phones because I didn't think about that, because I'm a techie and I like that stuff. But there are people that do what I did in 4 years. They'll do it in one. They'll go from this phone to this phone. So there's a lot of churn there. So you can develop something, which kind of leads me up to the next point. Well, actually, that's going to be towards the end. But it's really interesting what you can do with Google Voice. Okay, now this is what everyone wants to know. How to make your phone ring off the hook. This is something I did for years. Now, full disclosure, you're going to piss some people off, because some people are ardent Craigslist crawlers. They're all over the place, just looking. And they'll recognize you, because when you start listing, you're going to develop a style, and they're going to know it's you. And these are the frequent Craigslist crawlers, and they'll flag your stuff just because they're mean, and they're not having sex, and their wine is stale. They're just bad off. Relist and keep moving. Now, how do you stage your listings? Let's talk about Dave Hester. The salting of the units. This is one trick that I would do. I would do what's called 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 item listings. There'll be 6, 7 pictures of 7 different things. I would take one item I knew was super hot, and that would be my lead item. Say, take a MacBook Pro. Lead item, put a high price on it, and you put that in electronics, right? Or you get really nice rims, something shiny. You want something shiny and hot, and something that's very keywordable, like MacBook Pro, Sony PlayStation. That's your lead item. That's what you're pimping. You're pimping that, because that one hot item can help you push the whole listing. Because this is what happens: you have a hot item, you list it separate, gets a lot of attention. Once it's gone, the attention's gone. You have a hot item and you have 3, 4, 5 other things in the ad, right? As long as you still have that item, you still get attention. And so do those other items. And you can see this when the Craigslist photo pimp with the stats that are in photo bucket. And you just like, they hit this picture and they invariably go to the other pictures. We live in a collaborative sharing society right now. So with that, if you got some nice stuff, they'll share it with their friends, because it's easier than ever to share some stuff. Super, super easy. Craigslist now has this thing like you can share. I mean, they've made some very nice innovations and feature updates lately. So you can use that to push stuff. Now, develop a loss leader. This is where the business part comes in. Here in Atlanta, there's several auctions. You go someplace and you find something that you can get all the time, and you sell it at a reasonable price. That's your loss leader. And why is it a loss leader? You're making a little money, you're not making a lot, but the thing is, you are collecting. This helps you build up your database, because you're putting that up there. You're getting people, and like, let's say, like I did that with the lawnmowers I got at the auction. You just list the stuff appropriately. So you need something. It can be, and this is where your own personal experiences will loom large. I don't know about body piercings and body jewelry, but I have enough social intelligence to know that there's a lot of people out there that like that stuff. I'm not part of that crew, but if you're part of that crew, you know they like it. You can put together packets. I mean, there are whole sites like, the video yesterday, Plunder. I got that because there's a site, plunder.com, and there's all this stuff that, that appeals to teenagers and, young adults. I'm like, oh, okay, it's okay for me, but they love it. So using your own experiences or experiences of people in your household, you can find items to serve a market. Because the thing is, you have to have some activity going on. One of the biggest problems with Craigslist is people get stuff to sell, then they don't have stuff to sell. Then it's stop. It's just stop, start. By having a loss leader, having something, and it doesn't have to be big, and it doesn't have to be super outrageously expensive. And if it's something that you can get locally, you could put it on Craigslist, sell it, collect the money, go get it, and deliver it or ship it. But you have to make sure that you can get it, because I got caught short a few times like that, and it wasn't pretty because I had to dance, but I was able to work it out. But when you take people's money, you really, really going to have to be on top of that. But I live in Atlanta. I'll give you an example. When I was doing this on eBay, we have what's called the Apparel Mart. There's America's Mart. It's the Apparel Mart, the Gift Mart, and the Merchandise Mart. I would go down and find jewelry, stuff, whatever, put it up on eBay. Wouldn't go down there and buy it until it's sold, but a few times I would go down there and they were sold out. So I had to learn how to have a better plan. But I know one day I sold, and this was years ago, about $1,000 worth of stuff on eBay. Went into the PayPal account. I went down to America's Mart, spent $350 on the stuff, got it, Went back home. Actually, I didn't. I was more efficient then. I went to the mart in the Humpty. I had all the mailers and stuff, everything addressed. Went to the mart, picked it up, put it into the mailers, went to the airport post office. And for those of you who are not in Atlanta, the airport post office is open 24/7, or it used to be. It's like, back in the day during my scrub days, if you had, when you had to mail in your bills, if you had a bill that you were running a little late or you were really pressing it, you go to that post office because that was the post office that all mail that was pretty much leaving Atlanta went to if it was flying out. So it immediately went out because the planes were leaving every hour. So they would pull the stuff, put it where it needs to go. And I do remember on a Sunday morning, I shipped a watch out from the Atlanta post office, the airport post office. Monday evening, a guy in California posted feedback. Shipping so fast makes your head spin. I was like, what the hell? So, those are so many things you can do because you have to think of your business in parts. You need some stuff going on because the thing is, the way the world is splintering, you're going to have different businesses and different components of your business. Just having this one big thing makes you a target because when that one big thing goes down, you're screwed. If you have several hubs, several spokes to your hub, you're just better off because, say you're rolling along and one spoke breaks. You're still good because the other 9 are intact. The way that this works with the internet, markets are changing so fast, things are moving so fast, it just leaves you as a target just to, have that one big thing. Like, take Google. Google has hundreds of things. And they make a lot of money from search. They have not sat back and go, well, we're the king of search. We're making billions from search. We're not going to do it. No. They are pushing hard, pushing really, really hard. Apple pushing really hard. And these are the things you have to do. So definitely think about that. Now, listing your stuff 3 different ways. This is fun. Now, just go to the arrows. I'm gonna give you a sofa, and also, if you have a sofa with no name, it may be picked up. But if you have a rooms to go sage sofa, rounded arms, wooden feet, the more descriptive you can be, the better off. But you have this sofa, right? And you have a washer and dryer. And you have some bookshelves, and you could just say having an indoor garage sale. So, bam, you hit the garage sale, and you put that ad there, right? Then you flip the order. You go to household. You put that first picture as the washer and dryer. Then other pictures. And it's just like, hey, I'm trying to sell some stuff. You change the order of the pictures, and you change the verbiage of each ad. Then you go, bam, sofa, furniture. You put it over there. Then you can put some stuff in general. General is all kind of stuff. I've seen all kind of crazy stuff there. And the reason you want to do this is there are people that they may be, give you an example. They may be in the general section looking for some rims, but their wife mentioned that they need a sofa, but he's looking for rims. And it's, here's a sofa. Let me look at that. Hey, baby, come here. Look at this. You want to be as many places as possible and understand. Like I said before, it does piss off some people. It does create people flagging situations. But if you have multiple Gmail accounts and multiple Craigslist accounts, it's not a problem because you're determined. And I even put in one of my ads. You can flag me all day, but this is going to be back up within an hour, if not sooner. So keep flagging, bitch. I did that years ago. And the thing is, because this is my whole thing on flagging. I rarely flag ads on Craigslist. I mean, it has to be really offensive for me to flag it. It's like if I'm looking for something and I see someone's posted stuff several times, I'm not going to flag it because they're trying to sell their stuff. I'm not. It's like, I don't want it. I move on. But there's some people, oh God, he made me look at it again. Bastard. I don't understand those people. It's like, to me, one of the craziest things. But that's just a part of dealing with Craigslist. But this is a way for you to really start building up some business. And understand, let me be perfectly clear. In the beginning, it could be rough. Some people are going to do it a little bit better than others. But if you stick with it and you're consistent, you will see your business grow. That's it for this session. I'll see you on the other side.